Roll.
Ms. Buck,
Here.
Mr. Carey,
Here.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Here.
Ms. Rashid.
Here.
Mr. Corrigan. Here.
Thank you so much. At this time, I move for approval of minutes of the regular board meeting of September 18th, 2025, and the joint finance and human resource committee meeting of 9/16/2025. If there's no omissions or additions, I move for adoption.
Second. Ms. Buck,
Yes.
Mr. Carey,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Rashid,
Yes.
and Mr. Corrigan.
Yes.
Can I talk about that under the president's
Yeah.
report? Okay, perfect. So we're gonna move into the president report. I don't have a lot to talk about, but I do want to mention the Annisfield Book Awards that we had. Oh my gosh, and they were so I had a great time.
That was so impressive.
And one of the impressive things for me, I went with a dear friend of mine, and we went afterwards for hors d'oeuvres and stuff. We were sitting outside, and two of the previous authors or Annisfield Book Award winners came, and they ended up just talking with us. And I'm awful with names, and I can't remember, but I had their picture, and we just hung out with them the rest of the night. And they were supposed to be going to the Glenville, the Martin Luther King branch. There was
Yeah.
something going on the previous day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And the one lady says, yeah, just get my book and you can shoot me an email and we'll chat. We'll hook up. I was like,
I
that is,
agree. The whole weekend of Annisfield Wolf and the library's presence was incredible.
Yeah.
And the Martin Luther King branch programming that Saturday morning
yes,
was so moving and really wonderful. Tom was there too.
yeah.
It's great.
They were talking about it. That's where they were going the next day. They were so super cool. And then, of course, I'm just going to dabble on it. I'm sure Shanice will be talking about it further. Was the red, white, and read, or black, white, and read. Red.
Black, white, and read.
Black.
White. and
Oh my gosh, it was really
BWR.
good.
I just call it BWR because I get
I'm
confused
gonna
on it.
have to start doing that, but it was super cool. Amanda Knox was phenomenal. I think everyone enjoyed her, and so I just thought I had a really good time. But I'm just gonna talk briefly about one of my little highlights that a friend of mine donated to me. It was a postcard dated January of 1937. It was sent to one of our patrons back then. And Alfred Nixon, I don't know, but his book was overdue and he owed 2 cents a day. And I was just, telling John, so I did give it to the library so that they could keep it here. But it was so cool how his book was due on the 4th or something, and by the 8th, they sent out that notice. So, and I don't have it anymore. John has it, but I just thought it was pretty cool that a friend in the neighborhood said, "Here, Brissa, maybe you could do something with this."
No, that's awesome.
Part of our archives.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more. But I don't know if anyone else, please share.
Yeah, I thought what's the acronym now that we're using?
BWR.
BWR.
Yes, BWR. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was this is my second time attending since being a trustee, but I thought the setup was so much nicer to interact with all the wonderful people who attended. I got to see faces of people that I haven't seen in a while, meet some new individuals. The food was phenomenal. I thought it was just such a great event. And I got to purchase some of the new swag that we have at CPL with the new logo or designs, which are really nice. So I feel like I'm going to build up the best collection of every color and every shirt.
Nice.
And the Hispanic Heritage Celebration.
Yes.
It was wonderful. So I appreciate all that the staff did. And we've been blessed with such beautiful weather for all of our branch events, campus events this year. It's been nice.
But can I ask you to elaborate a little bit? I missed it. I was out of town for family stuff, but I did. This is the first time I missed the Hispanic celebration. So
The Cleveland Police had a presence with their ice cream truck, which
Nice.
is always a hit. We had our balloon vendors, but maybe could we actually have the branch manager highlight?
yeah,
More
I
what was
want to know
being-
because I always go to
Yeah,
the
Brian.
Come up,
Brian,
to
come
the
on, Brian.
mic.
yes, and I feel so bad that I wasn't there.
Thank you, Brian.
Well, I'm glad I was here. Brian Hare, Fulton campus. We partnered, and I'll say the Latinos Juntos, ERG, did a great deal of the work on that event. We sort of served as the vehicle, which was nice. They partnered with the Julia de Burgos Cultural Arts Center and had Hispanic young ladies and one gentleman doing traditional dancing to kick off the day, and incredible food vendors, a local, I think it was Salvadorian pupusas, which were fantastic. Director Thomas was there and got to sample that as well. And it was just a lovely day and a really good turnout. I think it was over 300 or so
Wow.
for that
Oh,
event.
yay.
So really appreciated all the work the ERG and the DEIAB department as well. Put a lot of work into that. So we
Anna,
appreciate
that
it.
is like I gotta take my name for it.
It wasn't just us, but it was a great event. So
Thank you.
yeah.
And I'm sorry I missed it again.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian. Thanks
Thank
for taking
you.
over for Leslie.
Left in good hands.
I'm sure Woodland likes having Leslie.
They do.
Director?
All right, I've got a few things because we have received some things of note here, and this is from Senator John Husted, which is honored to congratulate the main branch of the Cleveland Public Library for being recognized as one of the 10 most beautiful libraries in the United States. So that's really good.
Yes.
One from, of course, from Global Cleveland for being a part of their Welcome Week, and we did a lot of great work with Global Cleveland on that. And then I wanted to do a couple of things. First, we were going to save this for communications, but I wanted to say kudos to Tiffany Graham-Trukowski. Tiffany has written a book called Living Proof: How Love Defied Genetic Legacy. And it's, I haven't had a chance to get started. She just left it with me. This isn't even in print. She gave me one of the first neat copies of it. But she is aren't you doing a party next week to kind of opening party?
I am. I'm having a book release party at the Bottle House Brewery in Lakewood.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What
Yeah.
day?
Thanks, everyone. I'm not having it at this library because I hope to sell books at it. So that's why it's off-site. I'm having a book release party Thursday, October 23rd from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Bottle House Brewery in Lakewood, Ohio. You'd all be welcome to join me. Turns out when you wake up at 5:30 a.m. for almost a decade and write, you can put enough words together to write a book. And I'm really delighted that it's getting published and will officially be out in the world next Tuesday. And the party is actually on my mother's birthday. So it's very special to me, and I would be honored if anybody wanted to come. So thank you. Congratulations.
So I'll pass this on. This is kind of a story of her mom and her life. So thank you, Tiffany, for being who you are.
I wasn't expecting this.
Tiffany, what's that date again? I know you said 7.
Thursday, October 23rd.
Okay.
Can we get that in an email? Just
Yes, we will make sure we will send that in the email to the board.
Will your books be sold at your? Party?
Max Stacks is
Okay.
selling them for me at the event, and you can buy them bookshop.org or Amazon.
That's great.
So
Or get it out of your
Or
local library.
You can.
Yeah.
visit your local library.
I always point out that Bottle House has great mead for those who are mead.
Oh,
So, you know.
And that'll be it for the director's report.
thank you so much. At this time, we're going to move into the Finance Committee report. Trustee Corrigan?
Oh, did we do communications?
I guess we did not do communication, so let's go ahead. I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. I am so out of whack today, and I saw that.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I have forgot something.
So we're going to do the communications first. I'm
Well,
sorry.
no, actually,
No, we're not.
I-
No, that either.
in the director's report, I forgot the number one thing I wanted to do, which is your story starts here. Everybody's always excited.
Oh, I like that.
And the staff from Memorial Nottingham, I was like, I kept it. No, I was just like, Podge is here. And I was like, I got to read this. And then I was like, oh, I'll read it last. And then I forgot because I got caught up in Tiffany's stardom. But
So this month, I am delighted to ask the staff of Memorial Nottingham to come. I had the pleasure of attending a program that was called Digital Discoveries, and its target audience is one of our, I guess, most overlooked audiences. And I am just delighted to introduce you to Pasha Moncrief Robinson and Cassandra Childress.
Yes.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Pasha Moncrief Robinson. I am the manager of Memorial Nottingham branch. Unfortunately, PSG, Michael Fillinger, he's out ill. He's not here, but he is one of the facilitators of the program. And this is Cassandra Dunn Childress, our public service associate. She's the co-laborer with Michael Fillinger. And I just have to say that I am so proud of these two. I am proud of my entire staff. Let me be very clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am very
Be
proud of my
careful.
staff because I look at my staff as stars. Every person on my staff is a star. But these two stars, they came to me and say, hey, Mrs. Robinson, we want to do this program for our seniors. Everyone is welcome, but we want to do it for our seniors. And if I can, I just want to read a paragraph from Michael Fillinger that he shared with me this morning, and then I'll let Ms. Childers speak. He said, Digital Discoveries was born out of the idea that Cleveland is statistically one of the least connected and digital illiterate cities in the country. My goal with this program was to bridge the gap in those two areas by using the powers of empowerment and curiosity to show our residents that computers are not out of reach to them, but rather tools to help them live their best and most connected lives, both digitally and in the physical world. To quote, one of the first things he said, he told his students, you can't fly to the moon without building the rocket ship first. And so that touched me when I read that. But let me stop talking and let Ms. Childers have the floor.
Come on, Ms. Cassandra. And we see some pictures of them
Yes.
Nice.
with their students over here.
Those are their students.
Those are our students. Again, I would like to thank you for the opportunity today for coming in to be able to speak with you in regards to digital discoveries. Again, for me, I just enjoy the engagement that I have with the patrons at my branch. I also engage with them in order for them to learn and understand the importance of computers. And they want to know. The seniors really want to know. So the interactive part that we do with them is that we have what they call typing.com. And with typing.com, it gives them the opportunity to use the mouse. They get a feel of how to use the mouse, how to print, how to also copy and paste, those things that they did not know. So for the seniors, it's an opportunity for them to have confidence in themselves when they go to the computers and also have confidence in what they can do by themselves. So thank you.
Can I, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Can I come visit? What are the classes?
Yes.
If you don't mind, I don't want
You
to
sure
interrupt.
can.
I
The
just want
classes-
to introduce myself and see.
The classes are on Mondays from 11:30 to 12:30.
And the classes are once a month. So we can send you an invite if you like.
Please, if you don't mind, I would love to go.
Okay.
How many participants usually?
At the time, we have about 5. We have 5 total to come, and there's a registration for them. The reason we want it to be small and intimate so that we can give them their undivided attention and that they can learn at their own pace. And so that's what we are doing right now.
And when did this start?
Our first class was July, and then we just had a class October the 13th. So we had 4 total classes already.
Nice, nice. Well, I'll be there at the second one, at the next one.
Okay.
November.
So exciting.
Okay, very good.
Thank you so much.
Any more questions for us?
No.
No, just
thank you.
Cassandra, how long have you been with us now?
I have been with the library 17 years now. I
Wow,
started out as a LACE and now I'm a PSA. Yeah, at
amazing.
Memorial Nottingham branch right now.
perfect. Thank you.
Thank you all so
Thank
much.
you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you guys. Ms. Tyler, can you come up? You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Tyler Parks, and I work as a PSA in the history department.
Right, so I'm reading a letter that was sent from Walden Kirsch and Marilyn Dosh. They said, I am making a donation and specific thanks to truly outstanding library work by Tyler Parks in your Center for the Local and Global History. So when somebody makes a donation for you, you know you did a good job. My family and I have been trying to track down a specific date in February 1947 for the Cleveland News newspaper. My elderly brother-in-law, Fred Deutsch, will soon be celebrating his 80th birthday, but back in 1947, when he was just 3, Fred appeared in the Cleveland News in a contest for beautiful children. I was unable to locate this article online despite considerable time searching, so in a last-ditch effort, I dropped a research question note to the Cleveland Public Library. Tyler Parks responded almost immediately with a PDF of exactly what my family had been hoping for. We'll be able now to present my elderly brother-in-law on his 80th birthday with a fantastic memento of his childhood. Thank you to the library staff and the foundation, and especially big thanks to Tyler Parks. Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you. Wow, that's so cool.
Actually, Director, this gives me an opportunity to a lesson that I learned. When we digitize things, we sometimes forget the variety of formats that the publication is in. So for those who know how the newspapers in Cleveland used to work, there was a morning, even for the Cleveland Press, there was sort of a morning, or in the Plain Dealer, it was called the Bulldog. And then there was a sports and economic edition, and then a home edition, and then a final. And it was never much change, but sometimes there could be as many as 3 or 4 articles that weren't in all 4 version editions.
Yeah.
And so when we got rid of our fire trap collection of actual copies of all those old newspapers and digitized, you don't digitize 4 papers for the same day. And so I'm so glad that Ms. Parks was able to find this.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was in all 4 editions, or at least the edition that was done that day. But that's the sort of stuff that we rely on the expertise of you, our staff, for, and particularly in making decisions about how to digitize things. And it's a cost-benefit analysis. We won't be able to do everything, but I think it's really important that you keep us informed and that we stay the library of record that we are so famous for in the state of Ohio and throughout the country.
Thank you. At this time, because there was no joint finance and human resource committee meeting, I move to temporarily suspend the regulations of the Board of Trustees in Article 9 and 10 requiring a referral of resolutions to committees to consider the following resolutions.
Second motion.
Ms. Buss?
Yes.
Ms. Shakarian?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Ms. Rashid?
Yes.
And Mr. Corrigan?
Yes.
All right, at this time, we will move on to the Finance Committee report. Trustee Corrigan?
Yes. These resolutions and exhibits have been previously provided in your packet, not packet, but in your distribution on the website, and they're available. I'm reading the title of these items and the resolve clause, but that's not to discourage any questions anybody on the board may have. Exhibit 1 is a resolution to accept the gifts for the month of September. Be a result of the gifts described in the gift report for September 2025 be accepted upon the conditions connected with said gifts in accordance with Ohio Revised Code Section 3375.40K. So moved.
Second?
Ms. Buss?
Yes.
Ms. Shakarian?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Ms. Rashid?
Yes.
And Mr. Corrigan?
Yes. Exhibit 2 is a resolution to ratify the agreement for leased vehicle with Enterprise FM Trust. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Cleveland Public Library hereby ratifies and approves the lease with Enterprise FM Trust for the new vehicle as shown in the attachment to this resolution.
Second. Oh, wait. You did not.
Ms. Buss?
Yes.
You did.
Ms. Shakarian,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Rashid,
Yes.
and Mr. Corrigan.
Yes, and I want to commend the staff for all this buying of vehicles for us has been very effectively done to maximize value and timing, and I just want to thank them again because I know this wasn't easy to pull off. FM Enterprise has been good for us, but Enterprise FM, but I know these things just don't happen, and I want to thank them for that because by doing it this way, we've saved a fair amount of money, I think. So that's great. Exhibit 3 is a resolution to enter into a renewal agreement with Voya Employee Benefits Company for a short-term disability insurance policy. Be it resolved that the Board of Library Trustees authorizes the Executive Director, CEO, or his designee to execute a short-term disability income insurance agreement with Voya Employee Benefits Division of Reliance Star Life Insurance Company, subject to the approval of the library's chief's legal officer, to be effective on January 1, 2026, for a 2-year term with an estimated annual premium of $80,000 to be charged to the short-term disability insurance object 51625. So moved.
Second?
Ms. Butts,
Yes.
Ms. Shakarian,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Rashid,
Yes.
and Mr. Corrigan.
Yes. Exhibit 4 is a resolution to purchase servers for branch security cameras. Be it resolved that the Board of Library Trustees hereby authorizes Executive Director, CEO, or his designee to enter into an agreement with an Integrated Precision Systems, Inc. to replace the 15 legacy Net VR as set forth in a quote appended to this resolution for a total price of $199,834.10, which amount shall be charged to the general fund account 130-10055-55530 computer hardware, and which agreement shall be subject to the approval of the chief legal officer. So moved.
Second?
As everybody knows, we had incompatible video management systems, and will this resolve those issues and make us more effective, John?
Good afternoon. This will resolve half of the issues. I want to just make a clear point that this is to replace and upgrade the physical servers at each of the 15 non-FMP branches and to upgrade their licenses so we can have our whole enterprise on one license platform. The physical cameras need to be replaced in 2026, and that will be presented to you at due time. So this is for the physical servers, the hardware, and the software licenses. And this will get us all on one platform. And the next phase for these 15 would be to replace their physical cameras.
And Integrated Precision Systems is the outfit we've been working with for some time,
That is correct.
and we're pretty happy with them.
I just make sure it works.
They're really responsible as far as vendors go. They are very responsible.
That's great.
Okay, you're good, Mayor.
All
And
right.
the vote,
Yes.
Ms. Butts.
Yes.
Ms. Shakarian,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Rashid,
Yes.
and Mr. Corrigan.
Yes. Exhibit 6, a resolution to explore options for transitioning leadership of Digital Public Library of America's Cultural Heritage Aggregation Project to the Cleveland Public.
Yeah, that'll go into new business.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I think we're just now at reports.
Okay, I'm sorry. The balance of the Finance Committee reports is Fiscal Officer's Report, Report A, Report on Investments, Report B, Report on Conference and Travel Expenditures, Report C, Report on all vendor expenditures, Report D, Report on expenditures made from the owner's contingency funds for MLK Junior, Rockport, Glenville, and Walls branches, Report E, Final Report on expenditures, I love that one, Final Report on expenditures made from the owner's contingency fund for the high-density shelving project, Report F, report on expenditures made from the owner's contingency fund for the new main library staff break room project, Report G, report on expenditures made from the owner's contingency fund for the Tech Central renovation project, Report H, and report on expenditures made from the owner's contingency fund for Eastman Reading Garden lighting project, Report I. and fees paid for legal and consulting services for the period September 1, 2025 to,
That's actually the period of July 1st. That's a quarterly report.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's July 1, 2025 through September 30th, 2025. And those reports are part of the record today. I did want everybody to know I checked with Michael Ruffing at the start of the meeting, since we're doing the final report on the owner's contingency fund for the high density shelving project. Because of Michael's work and the work of staff and the work of our contractors, he was able to return $705,000 from the project budget to the Treasury, and that's $105,000 more than the owner's contingency fund was. So it's a real successful. As I said, it's the least known $7 million construction project in Cleveland downtown Cleveland history. So I have to explain that the work continues. That we're only today we reached 50% of the books that are being moved from.
Tours are available.
I was waiting. I knew he couldn't stop himself.
But I, for me, this has been, because I was around when we did the stuff out in Lakeshore, and how tough that was to do. But we learned a lot when we did it then, but we also made mistakes then, and they're really very comprehensively resolved with how we're doing this. And if you haven't taken the tour, I'd recommend it. And I think it'll probably be December before we get the last book up.
December 5th is my guess.
But again, to return an owner's contingency fund with a budget surplus to the library is an amazing accomplishment, and all involved should be very proud. And that concludes the Finance Committee report.
Thank you, Trustee Corrigan, sorry. We're now going to move into the Human Resource Committee report. Trustee Shakarian.
Thank you, President Rodriguez. I do want to say it is very nice to be in the Corrigan boardroom today.
I know.
And for the Human Resources Committee report, I'm going to initially defer to Anna, who has some fun updates for us.
Perfect.
Good afternoon. I'm Anna Carter, Chief Talent Officer for the record. I want to come before you quickly to advise you that the Cleveland Public Library has been selected as the recipient of the 2025 PFLAG Cleveland Bruce G. Cright Award for our outstanding commitment to promoting, understanding, and acceptance of Northeast Ohio's gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender citizens, along with their families and friends. PFLAG is the nation's largest association dedicated to supporting, educating, and advocating for LGBTQ+ people and those who love them. Details around the award ceremony will be forthcoming, but this work couldn't have happened without partnership from our employee resource group, the Rainbow Readers.
Wonderful.
Oh, nice.
What terrific news. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And I present Exhibit 5, the employment report detailing the new hires, transfers. There were no terminations, resignations, or deceased employees in the past month. And we did celebrate Mr. William Chase last month with his retirement. So moved.
Second.
Ms. Butts?
Yes.
Ms. Shakarian?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Ms. Rashid?
Yes.
And Mr. Borka?
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, we're going to move into the Community Services Committee report. Trustee Rashid will be reviewing that for us.
I present Report K, the monthly activity report. And then I will then move to a building status update from Joan.
Good afternoon, everyone. John Lang, Operations. It was a busy month for us, so we're in the shoulder season with our maintenance mechanics between cooling and heating, including some days like today where we're heating in the morning and cooling in the afternoon. So one particular project I wanted to make note of, because the board approved the contract last month, was the boiler replacements at the South Brooklyn branch. That work's underway. The old boilers have been demolished and removed, and the installation is going on as we speak. So look forward to having that building under full heat by the end of this month, and there's temporary heat as needed between now and then. Working on a couple of off-site projects with Marina Marquez. I hope I'm not stepping on toes for any formal announcements, but that included the Asia Town art box relocation that we did in concert with Central, and then the relocation of the CPL Cleveland Reads kiosk at the West Side Market, which is also ongoing.
Wait, say that again about Asia, you're relocating?
We moved it across the street because of construction on the site where the art box was. Two FMP projects currently going on, the Waltz project. The site's been cleared.
Nice to see activity.
Access road has been built. We are still working through some geotechnical and water service questions about the design, but the sheet piling on the east side of the site is scheduled to start on the 27th of October. We've coordinated that with St. Augustine. They're aware it's going to be noisy and dusty for a good period of time. We're actually putting seismic sensors on St. Augustine's building just to make sure that the vibrations of the sheet piling don't disturb our neighbors. And then the Fleet project is through schematic design. We're waiting for a cost reconciliation now. Still on track to bid that project out in the spring and break ground late spring, summer of 2026. On Group 2, so the next round of master plan projects, we'll be seeking design partners by a request for qualifications in the first quarter of 2026. So that'll be the architects for the next batch of projects that we discussed at the outside retreat this summer. And then just a few attaboys we got this month. The AIA Ohio, that's the Architect Institute, recognized the Glenville project for design excellence. So Kat Sonhalter and I were able to join our friends at Bylowski Columbus for that presentation. And then the MLK project was recognized as best in Cleveland, which was the same night as the Black, White, and Reed. So we had kind of people on both sides, but it's nice to see both of those projects recognized.
Nice.
What's the status of the water at MLK?
We did lab testing of moisture content just to make sure that we're going to do all the plaster, not just the visible damage. Presented those costs to developer earlier this week. They indicate it's about $53,000 in total cost. It's flooring replacement and plaster replacement. We took care of the cleaning ourselves, and we agreed that the spray-on insulation is so lightly damaged that we're able to just kind of monitor in place. Developer indicated they'd be willing to pick up those costs, but they did ask for extra information from the lab reports, which we're getting from our consultant right now. Okay. So I really look forward to authorizing that work within the next week and having it done within the next month.
Does the replacement of it affect usage for patrons?
We'll schedule it. We'll schedule it with the branch manager, with Kimberly. So it will be a little bit disruptive just in that corner of the building. It's a little tricky because the floor area that was damaged is right in front of the first floor patron restrooms. Mm-hmm. So we may have to close the restrooms. There's multiple patron restrooms upstairs. So that'll be a little bit inconvenient. And then that northeast stair will remain closed while the plaster is going on overhead. But it shouldn't, we'll schedule it so it won't impact any major program schedule.
We'll fully recover all those costs and the consultant's costs.
We will.
Okay.
So sad about these break-ins.
Yes, that was it.
And I just was at the Huff one. I suppose that's been repaired by now, the window that broke.
Huff, I think we're still waiting for the glass at Huff.
Huge window.
Yeah, 3 separate windows.
Oh, was it?
Well, it was 2 areas where one pane of the double pane was broken, and then a third location where the entire thing was smashed in.
Sad. Again, nothing was taken or.
No,
this wasn't even Huff wasn't a break-in. It was
like
just vandalism.
Yeah.
Vandalism.
Their
garden's so gorgeous in the back with that amphitheater bioswale full of flowers. And the whole building's so beautiful. And it's lucky that they finally tore down that ugly one across the street.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be, we think, housing.
The last I heard was it was going to be mixed-use development associated with League Park. So it was going to be like a 12-month a year baseball facility with some mixed retail and possibly housing overhead. But I haven't.
The whole thing.
I haven't seen
so much better than
yeah,
it was when we
yeah.
had the new opening. But the other one was
Lorraine Branch.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
they caught the person for Lorraine, right? Or
heard
they had him
that.
on the TV, a vivid picture of the person who broke in.
oh,
They didn't catch him. Channel 19 did post a picture of him for the community to see if we could get some additional information. We're working with the 2nd District detectives to see if we can, secure any leads, but so far, no arrest has been made for either Huff or Lorraine.
And nothing was taken from Lorraine?
Nothing was taken from Lorraine. The suspect did make entry. He went directly to the circulation desk where the cash drawer was open. And after he saw that, he went back out. He was inside for about 2 minutes.
Thank you.
So all of these things, whenever they happen, are just so much expense too.
Right.
Anyway, thanks.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John. And next, we will move to the Advocacy Task Force and Foundation update from Dr. Shanice. Hello.
Hi, Dr. Shanice Johnson Thomas. Stephanie, did I do okay? Good afternoon. Good to see everyone. I just want to thank you all for your support of Black, White, and Read. It was really great. We had a good time. We simplified things more. I'm glad that worked out. It provided an opportunity for people to engage more, I think so, on a more intimate level. And Amanda Knox was amazing, Erica. Just a couple of highlights. We had about 230 tickets that were distributed, whether someone bought it individually or through our sponsorships. The QR code donations for that day and the next day was $1,650. I think what that underscores is the more that we promote that to people throughout programming, that's very helpful for fundraising. Just to give you a comparison for our Library Giving Day, our goal is typically 20,000. So if we just do this 20 times, that's almost reaching that goal. So thank you so much for elevating that, and we'll continue to work with programming and my colleagues on getting that message out to our patrons who want to contribute. Library shop sales were over $1,200 that day, underscoring when people are there, they will give. Now, I'll say this as a comparison. The library shop is open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We average about 1,000 to 1,500 on those 3 days, and we made that amount pretty much that one day. So people were buying, and thank you all for buying. As it relates to, and we netted about $70,000 for that event. So we're very excited about that. As it relates to NEOBA, the Northeast Ohio Broadcast Archives, we're continuing our work there. Just to orient you on our timeline, our focal points are to engage with external advisors to help solidify our case for support. We will be wrapping the preliminary case for support up by the end of this month. We'll continue engagement with external advisors. We have had some really great conversations that are continuing to help us evolve that case for support, so it's palatable for funders to support this project. It's a big one. We continue to expand and qualify our prospect lists so that we can share that information when we do engage a consultant on this work in Q1 and begin our fundraising officially in Q2 of next year. Thank you so much for your leadership and support, and Director Thomas, as always, for the vision to do this work and to give back to our community. As it relates to the foundation, an additional point, continuing to do board recruitment. Over the next 2 calendar years, the foundation is going to turn over about half of their board members because of term limits. So we're in the midst of recruiting, and the governance chair and the board are very cognizant on that. And so those.
Are on the, excuse me, on the board.
Yeah, 31 voting board members and 4 honorary board members. Mm-hmm. We also, okay, so that's period for the foundation. Would you like me to do advocacy?
Yes.
As
Did
a,
you
oh,
want
sorry.
to mention can you mention the donation? You want to wait?
Yeah, yes, we will though. Can I do it next month?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. It's a good thing. It's a good thing for the organization. As it relates to advocacy, thank you for your advocacy outreach through, I know Stephanie shared a message with you to reach out to our local delegation and the sponsor of HB 137, in addition to the chair of local government, talking about HB 137, which really would allow a taxing authority to deny public libraries access to the ballot. That means that could prevent public libraries from putting a property tax levy on the ballot and deny voters a say in their local property tax. It will give sole discretion to the library's taxing authority with regards to moving a levy request to the County Board of Elections. So our lobbyist, along with OLC, we're watching that legislation. We've been told to have the board reach out, our president reach out, and our CFO reach out around this work.
Is there a separate effort going on in Columbus just to get rid of all property taxes, right?
Well, I know the governor has he has a group who actually, I think, very recently put forth their recommendations, but there are a couple contingencies of groups that are coming together to look at this. And so one of the things that draws caution to me personally is there's no replacement plan, right? There's reform, but no replacement plan. So we will continue our advocacy efforts to really underscore how this could be detrimental to public libraries so that we can educate our legislators on the impact of what that would have on us.
So there's not a bill actually going through the process right now?
This one,
This one's different though, right?
No. So what is happening now is there is a group doing petitioning. They need to get signatures to do a state amendment that would do away with
It's a constitutional amendment.
as a state constitutional amendment.
yeah.
So they are not going to get enough signatures to be on the November ballot. So they're continuing to get signatures and they would be next year. And so, our thoughts are, how do we stop this from happening and getting there and folks wanting to vote? So these type of bills that are being put forward forward with the concept that if we do enough around tax reform, right, then maybe the community won't do this. Now they're hurting us now with the idea they won't hurt us long term. We would prefer that they stand strong on the fact that our community is in essence supporting and voting for these levies, and we're 85% of levies for libraries are passing because the communities believe there, and they should be given the right to make those decisions around it, right? And we've shared a number of articles with you, and as you know, the costs for libraries are almost negligible as compared to the full tax bill. Someone gets a full tax bill, the library is less than 2% of that tax bill.
I would point out too, though, for HB 137, there's in my mind, real question of the constitutionality of it in the sense of we are an independent political subdivision and the statutes clearly provide for the school board to put our levies on the ballot. The chance of a Cleveland School Board, Cleveland Metropolitan School District, not putting one of our levies on the ballot compared to other places in the state is pretty remote. But this is one of those places where we help everybody by joining in the effort, because there are places where the community is small enough and the school board races become significantly on what I would call non-school issues, that you suddenly have somebody killing the levy to support its library because somebody didn't like a book that was not banned. And that's really the danger going forward. I don't think we face the same danger of some other communities, but throughout the state, there are plenty of communities that would be at risk if this bill went through. So we had to keep up the effort. I support it very much. I couldn't identify the person on the committee. I watched the Ohio channel. I couldn't identify the person on the committee who was most
sponsor. I don't have it.
Well, there's sponsors there, but there's somebody else behind it. The sponsor doesn't have the votes, so it's somebody else who's letting this go forward. So I couldn't figure that out, but in any event, that's the reason we should stay with it.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then the last thing I would say is we recently, the facilities team and I and my team hosted the city's chief of operations to talk about our FMP and talk about their planning efforts to see where synergies exist, if there are opportunities for partnerships. We have a couple with our branches, so we want to continue to build rapport with them to see if there are cost savings with our FMP through partnerships. And
That's like Harvard Lee Library and Kennedy, Little Kennedy site.
Yeah.
Any other examples?
There's that. There is a possibility at what is going to be where the old Dave's was.
Oh, Asia Town.
Asia Town.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're.
I think they're building
Mount
housing,
Pleasant.
like a
In Mount Pleasant.
complex. So the old Dave site would be what you, when you
What's
mentioned the old Dave site, what would be there?
So they're building apartments
Yes.
there and then across the street. But they're going to have a community center on the first floor,
Mhm.
and the community wants to have a library.
Where's your Dave's was?
Wonderful.
Yes.
Talking about Asia Town now, the community center.
Mhm.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think there was some really wonderful recent investments from foundations for Asia Town. They built like a cultural stage and art,
Yeah.
like outdoor art center to expand opportunity for the community there. So that would be wonderful.
Yes. John Lake is trying not to say anything. He is like, there's as we are struggling with our financials, yes, we are examining not ways of expanding our footprint. But
Wishful thinking. It's hard not
it
to.
is,
Making sure we serve all of our
Yeah.
community.
it is making sure we serve all of our community, and it is an awesome opportunity. And there are some conversations we've had with some funders who are very interested in supporting that.
I just wanted to make a comment before we end the Community Services Committee report. I want to thank Stephanie and Dr. Shanice because I personally am not, I've not historically in my professional career interfaced with our politicians. So being able to get tips and advice on how to advocate for the library has been really helpful. I did get responses back from my email yesterday. I added some personal notes because in my day-to-day profession, a lot of the things that are happening right now, at the end of this month, about 4,000 newcomers will be cut off from SNAP benefits because of the changes that came down from the big, beautiful bill on the federal level, now reaching the states. And I think more and more libraries continue to prove themselves, and Cleveland Public Library continues to prove itself to be a resource beyond what I think many individuals imagine a library is. And I really believe more as time goes on, people will be coming to the library for beyond just technology access and books, but food resources and looking for employment and utilizing our technology to look for these resources. So, and this is just, I think, the beginning of what we're going to see and what people will need. So I say that to thank you all for making it easy to advocate for the library. And that concludes the Community Services Committee report.
I just have one question.
Oh my gosh, it does not conclude. I forgot. We need impact and belonging, and I know Ashley.
Anna's
Anna's
here.
here.
Okay, perfect.
Anna's here. Anna was
That's
just like.
This is our second time doing it today in the
I
agenda.
did the same thing. Hi, Anna.
She will
Hello.
not let me forget this part.
No, I didn't.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anna Vargas, and I'm here to provide the update for the Impact and Belonging Department in Ms. Boyd's absence. I'm really nervous, so I'm just going to read off of this. Sorry. First, heartfelt thank you to the staff at our Fulton branch for hosting a wonderful Hispanic Heritage Celebration on behalf of the Latino Juntos ERG and Impact and Belonging Department. We deeply appreciated all of your warm hospitality. As Brian had said earlier, we did welcome many different people from within the community to celebrate the culture, the community, and our heritage. Next up, mark your calendars for an important upcoming event. On October 20th, the Talk on Tuesdays, TOT-ERG, will host a lunch and learn titled What Every Woman Needs to Know About Breast Cancer. We are honored to welcome Dr. Natalie Joseph from Metro Health as our guest speaker, and we encourage all of you to attend this informative and meaningful session.
Anna, do you
Yes.
know if they're going to have the mammogram mobile here? If they're in accordance? with
This
that?
was going to be virtual.
Okay, perfect. I did see that, but
Yes. Looking ahead to November, we're excited to announce our participation in Dia de Muertos celebration. That is presented by the Cleveland Public Theater, and it's on Saturday, November 1st. The festivities will run from 11 a.m. till 10 p.m. It'll include the parade. It's the highlight of Skulls and Skeletons. That kicks off at 3:30. They will have altars or ofrendas, which is just the traditional altar on display. They'll have music and entertainment and food and crafts.
And the parade is supposed to be what time?
3:30.
It'll start at 3:30.
The parade
The
starts.
Yeah, we'll line up at about 2:30.
Always the best.
I love it.
It's fun. It's a fun time. Lastly, we have some incredible news that we wanted to share. So on behalf of the Berg ERG, Impact and Belonging, we wanted to express, first and foremost, our gratitude for your continued support of the Crown Act. Throughout Black History Month, we've hosted several events to raise awareness about the importance of this legislation. And we're proud to announce that as of Tuesday, October 14th, Cuyahoga County Council has officially passed the Crown Act.
Oh, yay.
They're the first county in Ohio to pass it. So this monumental step towards protecting the rights of individuals to wear natural hair and hairstyles without discrimination. Thank you to everyone who advocated, attended events, and lent your voices to this important cause. Thank you for your time and continued support.
I just have one question.
Yes.
Okay, because I missed it last year and I do want to attend this year for the Golden Gala. How many people usually come?
That would be for Erica.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot.
Is it a lot?
Thank you.
Come on out, Erica.
Come on, Erica. There she is. Hi, Erica.
So we're expecting around 300 seniors to attend the Golden Gala, which is next Thursday. So we are very excited, and we want to thank ER&D for all of their support and helping us secure resources to be able to make this happen again. So,
And with the partnership with McGregor, do they bring their individuals from their facilities, like they transport them here, or what is the kind of relationship with them for this?
so they found out about the Golden Gala and they wanted to support. So they provided resources for us to be able to host this event again. And so we work with senior centers throughout Cleveland, city of Cleveland, all throughout the community. And we provide transportation to most of those facilities that have shut in seniors. And so we bus them in. And they have a wonderful day. They're greeted with music. They have breakout sessions. And the guest speaker for this year is Chaz Ebert. So they will all receive a copy of her book and they'll get it signed. And yeah, so it's a nice event. It's kind of like a Man Up Girl Power for seniors. And the focus is digital literacy. So we also have some of our CPL departments participating as well. So
Thank you.
thank you.
And then that properly concludes community services.
I did want to ask you a question. I always love these reports. What was the anomaly at Rice Branch that it had 15,000 visitors in the month of September? Does anybody know
Probably
what?
school started.
Yeah, school started.
So there's that many, I mean, that 15,000 is half the walk-in total for the main library. And is that what's happened? That library's just.
Yeah,
taken off?
so I mean, we have a system that can't acknowledge children going back and forth, right? So when you have, the Rice School is right there.
Right.
Right. And so, I mean, when you go to see Rice in the afternoon, it's jam packed with kids, but they run out, they come back in. They run out, they come back in. So their numbers may not be exactly it, but the numbers are what they are.
I just meant it went from 10,000 to 15,000 just between August and September.
Yeah.
So that's just the school.
Yeah, mid-August had some of the number, then September had it fully because school would have been in session for the full year, for the full month.
And the other question I had is that the main library visitors for September still stayed pretty, well, it was 30,000. And that's even with the band shutting down. And so that Brett Hall didn't have nearly the numbers it did when the band was there.
Right.
Yeah.
So that meant, what that means is, I think, unscientifically, I think, that the number of people who came to see the band or other previous Brett Hall exhibits have now started coming to the library for other things, for their own stuff, which is part of the way we want Brett Hall to work and to be a downtown destination.
That's
So
really cool.
Yes.
I suspect that plus Superman probably.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Superman exhibit.
So I want to commend everybody on that because that's what that means. It's a wonderful synergy.
Thank you. At this time, there is no old business. We do have a resolution, which is Exhibit 6. It's the resolution to explore options for transitioning leadership of the Digital Public Library of America's Cultural Heritage Aggregation Project to the Cleveland Public Library. Be it resolved that the Board of Library Trustees hereby authorizes the Executive Director, CEO, or his designees to explore the issues and options related to Cleveland Public Library, taking over leadership of the Digital Public Library of America's Cultural Heritage Aggregation Project, and further authorizes the Executive Director, CEO, or his designee to execute a non-binding memorandum of understanding with Digital Public Library of America, expressing the library's interest in taking over leadership of the Cultural Heritage Aggregation Project with memorandum of understanding shall be subject to approval of the library's chief legal officer. So moved.
Second.
Before we take the road, you want to talk a little bit
Yeah,
about this, please?
We are
Excuse me.
kind of, this has been something that I've brought before the board for a number of years as DPLA's Cultural Heritage Program was looking to move to another entity. And the entity that had originally won was the city of the Free Library of Philadelphia. And they were looking to take it on this year, but they've had a number of issues internally and couldn't do it. And so we had always been there. It just was very awkward with me being the chair of the Digital Public Library of America and, the director of the library. So, however, we started to examine what things are. I'm going to be rolling off of the board in middle of June. And there's an opportunity for the library to be the focal point of the digital preservation. And not only what we were doing around the OBA, that's going to put us on the map, but this would put us on the map nationally. So this is something we just want to have an opportunity to explore with them. This would just get us to a point where at some point in time, either things would not work out or we would come back to the board with a proposal for how we would take this on.
This is wonderful.
Did you have something you'd like to add there? Lawyer Salute.
Yeah, I would just like to point out that on a number of occasions, most recently in 2023, this board specifically designated Director Thomas as serving on the board of DPLA in his official capacity, and so instructed him to represent the library's interests in his service there. So everything is above board.
Thank you.
Ms. Bunce?
Yeah.
Ms. Shakarian?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Ms. Rashid?
Yes.
And Mr. Corrigan?
Yes.
I do not think we have any public comments at this time that came through. Thank you, Stephanie. So at this time, I move to adjourn to executive session to discuss the employment and compensation of a public employee.
Second.
Ms. Bunce?
Thank you.
Ms. Shakarian?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Ms. Rashid?
Yes.
And Mr. Corrigan?
Yes.